What's up, guys? Welcome back. In this episode, I am up near Nashville, Tennessee, and we're with my good friend Don from Import Alliance, and he's kind of taking us around to a few spots. And we are currently at Duncan Automotive, and they are a Japanese car importer, and they have a ton of cars in stock here. So we're here with Nick from Duncan. We've decided, I put out a little poll on Instagram because he wanted to know if we wanted to drive a car. And you guys answered on Instagram, and a handful of you had said the DC2 Type R Integra. They've got two of them here, but they've got one on TE37s. So we decided this will be the one that we'll take out today. So immediately I noticed this thing's got some pep.
Yeah.
That, like, immediately noticed that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, she doesn't weigh a lot.
I actually like it more than I thought I was gonna like it.
Told you.
Like, even though we've just driven in a straight line,
Yeah.
we haven't really done anything.
She's pretty warmed up, so you can lay into it a little bit if you want.
Like maybe VTEC?
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah, you can VTEC it up if you want.
Okay. Okay, it's not my car.
Yeah, that's fine. Gotta make sure it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really happy above 6.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the first time I've ever driven a car and hit VTEC in a Honda.
Oh, really?
First time I've ever hit VTEC in a Honda.
Wow.
I've never driven a Honda. I don't think I've ever driven a Honda with VTEC, let alone.
A Type R. And it keeps pulling all the way to red line.
I bet it does. Yeah.
That's the enjoyable thing, is it never stops letting up.
I kind of want it more now. Yeah, that was cool. It's crazy. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Told you.
I dig it. And the shifts are like really weird because I'm shifting with my fingertips. So
Yeah.
There's no shift knob.
Yeah, it'd be a whole lot easier it'd be even better with a shift knob.
Yeah. It's got great throttle response. Like,
Oh,
even
yeah.
though you're not in VTEC, like if you get into it,
Yeah.
it scoots right up.
Yeah, imagine one that you really had dialed in with great, just solid
Yeah.
compression and solid everything and good tuning.
Yep.
It would be even crisper than that by a decent amount.
Ben could probably just jump in the back. Do another lap. All right, so we've thrown Ben in the back. We got Nick, Ben, Kayla. We're 4 deep now.
You've got to have it in VTEC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The noise as well, like when it switches over.
That's the best thing.
It's the best part.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right, I love this car. I didn't think I was going to. It's a sweet car. I don't know if I'm gonna go out and try to find a Type R Integra, but I've got a whole new appreciation for these things. They're fun. I understand the hype. Oh, look at this. Wow. All right, so we're here with my friend Don. We are at the Lane Motor Museum. This is where we meant to go today. So this is like the main destination for the day. So Don was able to get us into the Lane Motor Museum on one of the days they're closed. So there's no one else in here today, and we're gonna have access to the upstairs, possibly downstairs, where they have another few hundred cars. So for now, we're gonna walk around and see some of the insanely rare and oddball cars here at the Lane Motor Museum.
It's the same as the one I just had.
All right, so here's the 700, the restored 700 coupe. I've had mine for 4 years or so, and I've seen it every day. I look at it every day, and it blows my mind to see what they're supposed to look like. With paint, with chrome, with all the body panels there. Insane to see one of these cars. And it looks so weird aired up. It looks so weird being like a normal car, because I'm used to seeing mine sitting on the rockers. All right, guys, again, another car that I've got in the stable, the Auto Union 1000 SP. And this actually isn't restored. This is just the condition that they got it in. And it's so nuts to see a 1000 SP and a 700 in this condition.
Unbelievable. I just can't believe how brand new it is. Like, everything on it looks... Have you looked underneath?
Not yet.
It's like, literally just rolled off the showroom floor.
It's crazy that even here, the fender goes all the way to the headlight. Because mine's like missing like this much.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the bonnet. Like just everything's
perfect.
It's crazy seeing it with the front bumper on it, because the front bumper almost like squares the car off.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
It's really cool to see another black Renault R5 Turbo. Getting a chance to drive Mark's black R5 this very past weekend was something I didn't think I'd ever get a chance to do. So it's really cool seeing this car parked here, knowing what they sound like, and knowing how quirky they are to drive.
Yeah, and how to drive.
Yeah, but these HREs definitely fit the car well.
Probably made in a similar place. Three-speed manual.
Okay, so this is a bizarre car. This was built out of 3 different Corvairs, and I don't even know where to begin. But it was built out of, I think, a Lakewood, which was the Corvair wagon. It was built out of a coupe, where the doors came from, and then a sedan, which is this rear window and roof overhang. That's 4-door early model. This is coupe early model, and this here, I believe, is early model Lakewood wagon. And there's one seat in the driver's seat, and apparently it swivels. So the door is way back here, and then you get in and get up to the front seat. It is so cool. Tatra definitely made some really weird looking cars, and I had no idea they made one this new. It's like you can't quite figure out what it's trying to do. The body lines are all weird. The rear doors are square but super long, but it's a manual, which is really cool.
Why?
This has a dogleg gearbox in it.
Why?
Because why not?
It's rear engine.
Yeah, they all are.
This car makes no sense. It's got both type C's,
Engines in the boot,
engines in the back, but it's a saloon.
dogleg gearbox.
Like a big saloon. It's got a dogleg gearbox, and it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
It's quite ugly. So it's a 96 T700 Tatra.
It's got Merc backlights.
Lights.
4.3, but this is an absolute death trap. Yeah. It's a rear engine, but it's got 4.3. It's too tall. Yeah. Like the body's...
Yeah. It's got crotch coolers. So now we're getting a look at the downstairs part of the facility. Oh, wow. Wow, yeah, I had no idea you guys had this many cars down here.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, an imp?
Yeah. One shiny thing after last year, they started organizing by color.
The color?
And it just makes it so much easier to find stuff.
Yeah, I bet. Wow, it's amazing.
We have the younger brother.
Of the 600? Of the 360?
Well, it's small.
Yeah, exactly. You get lost in a sea of red, including the first gen Viper.
Did you see this? I've actually told you before, yeah. That hanging out the back. I've been fighting it.
How old are you now?
I'm 40. What year is yours?
73. Something to inspire my finish of paint. Yeah, you can never search for the border was a picture of the
They've color coordinated all the cars now, and they say that that's easier to like find the cars rather than categorizing them by model and make. And this is absolutely sensory overload, especially for oddball cars, which is what I'm into most. This place is crazy.
It's been off the road for about 20 years. But then it wasn't rebuilding it now.
It's yeah, that's a tank and supply truck transported from the Vietnam era. 4 6-cylinder Detroit diesel engines, one for each wheel. And our friend Jason has a red one that he's working on fixing.
Wow.
And this was somebody's track toys. You can probably tell by the strut towers and the harness and all that. But we got this one from a collector in Ohio.
Wow. Air cooled.
And it wouldn't have gotten made except for Suichiro Honda wanted it made.
Really?
Yeah. Import Alliance group looking for a set of wheels.
Yeah.
You know, gave the specs. But yeah, I was going up a long, sweeping uphill left-hander.
Trying to get this one here so you can see it.
So those are tornadoes, or possible tornadoes. Headed this way.
The front end articulates and an accident breaks off.
Wow.
The driver sits in the center there and higher than the passengers, and actually looks out through the turret.
Yeah.
He's got a near 360-degree field of vision. He's got one headlight that points straight ahead, two that turn with the front end as it turns. The reason he did it like this is because he'd seen so many car accidents where cars hit with the front end and all that energy transferred back into the passenger compartment and injured the passengers or killed them. And so he designed this so that that energy would break off in that front end and not get transferred to the passenger. And the reason why there's no windshield wipers all the way around the turret is because there's a felt block and a rubber wiper in the bodywork and on the back end. and it's the turret itself that turns around.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's super cool with the turret turns.
And then you've got your marker lights up there on top with your air intake port.
All right, guys, so we're back from Nashville. The tornado warnings and heavy monsoons came through. We actually waited halfway home. We went and got food in Murfreesboro and kind of waited the storm out. It cleared up after that because it looked like we were going to be driving the 2 hours all the way back to Chattanooga underneath that storm as it traveled east. So waited it out. Camera battery had died, so we just kind of drove home and totally forgot to close this episode out. Want to thank Chris and Derek from Lane Motor Museum for opening up their doors on a day that they were closed and allow us access to the downstairs to probably well over 300 cars down there. And again, a thanks, big thanks to Don from Import Alliance, a good friend of mine, for taking us around for the day, taking the day off himself as well to be able to just kind of hang out with us, get coffee, get food. But got a chance to show Ben Nashville. We didn't get a chance to do Broadway, but did some car stuff. Saw some cool cars, ate some good food, and hung out with some good people. That's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and for all the support. We'll see you in the next episode.